All right, man. The Knicks go up 2-0 in a game that was really weird. And unfortunately for the Cavs, all of the weirdness benefited the Knicks. Josh Hart was the best three-point shooter today. We know what they're doing. It's either Allen or Mobley playing off of him, most of the time at least. And, to start out this game, there were a few possessions in there where either Hart missed a three or there was one where the paint was a little too cramped and McHale had a drive, but he passed it out as Allen was helping in the paint. It was maybe this is going to shift more towards Cleveland. And then he ends up 5 for 11 from outside, where I don't even think there's a lot of breaking down necessary on some of these. It's just they're daring him to make it, and he makes it. Now, eventually, he's super wide open on an inbound. He was used as a screen setter a couple times to get McHale something like a pull-up two. McHale was just red hot from everything in this game. He had the drive and the spin off of Allen as well, so Josh Hart, that's the first question of this series. Can he just make Cleveland pay? In the last game, he couldn't. Shamet came in. A bunch of crazy stuff happened around that, and this one he did. And then while that was happening, the Cavs had one of the coldest three-point stretches you're going to find. Sam Merrill's getting open ones, Jalen Tyson, Max Strus, Dean Wade, Mitchell. James Harden had 2 assists tonight. And while I do think the Knicks rotations were good, we can talk about that. When guys don't make shots, it means the assist number doesn't go up. We can talk about Harden some here. So look, they are going to the Mobley Harden screens or some Harden Allen screens, and you're still seeing Cat at the level of the screen or whatever, right? And you're still getting these moments of Mobley or Allen in the middle of the floor making the next pass, or Harden getting a skip pass or whatever. And matchup-wise, to start this thing, the Knicks actually had OG on Allen, and they had Cat on Mobley, which I did not expect to see, and the Cavs were getting some offensive rebounds because Cat wasn't in the paint to contest Allen on some of these. And then in the third quarter, they moved it around, and now OG was back on Mobley. And you just had a couple of possessions where Harden is driving, it's Cat in the screen, and Harden is 36 years old. The days of him being able to get to the paint whenever he wants to are not here anymore, right? And so there's a couple plays where he passes it early out to Mobley as OG is helping off of Mobley, and then OG closes back. And then at that point, the advantage is kind of gone. And so at that point, we're just going into the drive and kick game where, again, they shot very bad from three on catch and shoots. Or the Knicks would be just really locked in on, let's say OG is helping off of Strus in the corner as Harden is driving. And then as Harden makes that pass to Strus, it's actually McHale who was on Sam Merrill getting down there, and then OG relocates to Merrill on the top of the key. And then there was one of those Mobley rolls where they just collapsed and somebody lost the ball. Don Mitch had a catch and shoot three in the same spot that he made that one in the overtime of Game 5 against the Pistons. This one didn't drop. Now, Mitchell still got himself to 26. He did have another one of his first halves where you're like, where is he? And then the third quarter comes out and he just starts pushing off of anything. And of course, it's really not as simple as just best player, please do everything for us so we can win this basketball game, although we just saw Jalen Brunson do that. But in a game where the Cavs just can't make a three off the catch at all is what it felt like. If Donovan doesn't just take the whole game over, then you're just in a tough spot. Josh Hart took the most shots today. Other things, defensively, the Cavs, they just had some weird moments. They're trying to avoid the Harden switch onto Brunson, but OG is still just getting an easy off-the-catch three where Harden has to close on him. It's not just the idea of Harden having to guard Brunson, it's him just having to navigate an action at all. Or it was that weird Harden-Mitchell, I guess you could say it was a double, but it wasn't really a double because they weren't pressuring Brunson, and then it's just McHale open in the middle of the floor, or that McHale three where it's a bad sign when Schroeder, who was originally on McHale on that play, is like, what the hell, how is he this open? Really what happened was McHale relocated and Brunson drove at about the same time, so that engaged Jared Allen, and then you just get multiple bodies moving as Josh Hart and McHale are on the same side of the floor. And then we go to Cat, where, he was the big thing for me going into this series. I'm saying this is the Cat series and all that. And while he did have another game where he probably still doesn't get enough shot attempts for how talented he actually is, he was still very efficient, and he was making the Cavs pay more for just smaller guys on him, driving on Strus from the top of the key, driving on Allen on a play where there was so much contact. But of course, Allen, because of Cat's three-point shooting, he's got to go out there. Guarding Cat one-on-one is just a tough ask for some centers. And Allen did a good job on this one, but Cat made it. He's in the post on Dean Wade, clear a side for him, and he just drives the second he gets it, and he gets fouled, right? Anyway, Knicks are up 2-0. Weird game. The Josh Hart game combined with the Cavs can't make a shot game. Mobley had an efficient 14, so that's cool. Look, we've seen the Cavs be down 2-0 already and come back to beat the Pistons in Game 7. We know what Game 7 was. But man, the momentum swing of that fourth quarter in Game 1, that's the type of thing where you just might not be able to recover from that one. Now, the optimistic take would just be we missed some shots we like, and they made some shots that we could live with, but we'll see. They should win game 3. I mean, yeah, I think the Knicks are the better team, but they can't go down 3-0, right? Anyway, we'll see what happens.